Hello everyone. The story I'm going to share today is the man who escaped the plague. In ancient China, there was a royal cook who went back to his hometown with a lot of money after retirement. His hometown was in a small county, so he opened a restaurant. The cook was a kind man. He often gave food to those who were hungry. Thus, the business was very good. One year, a special plague hit the land. Because this county was close to the capital, the royal court sent a special team to help treat the diseases. Yet they found that none of their treatments had any effect on the illness. They studied the plague and wanted to find out what exactly herbs would control it, but failed. The plague grew more severe, and a lot of people died every day. People were frightened, panicked, and despairing. Even the rich people were left helpless, having the money but not the cure in their hands. The officials in the royal court grew more worried about surviving among the dead over any thought of wealth or power. Seeing the plague get serious, the cook closed his restaurant, cut off all relations with the outside world. He stayed in his luxury mansion every day. His walls were sealed so tightly that even a fly couldn't slip through. But the plague eventually found him. He started feeling weak and dizzy, and would throw up and have blood in his stools. Feeling that his days were numbered, he climbed to the top of his mansion and looked down at desolate streets of the previous bustling town. A few homeless people walked past before collapsed on the ground, while corpses littered the city. Feeling suddenly saddened by the sight, the cook woke his compassion as tears rolled down his cheeks. Alas, so much for fame! I was well-known royal cook, but still helpless against this plague. Who can protect themselves from such disasters? The cook thought, since I'm going to die anyway, why hold on to my gold and silver? It's better to give money and grain to the poor and let them have clothes to wear. No one knows how long this plague will last. If people die of disease, better to let them to do it on a full stomach when they go to see their ancestors. A single sincere thought had powerful ramifications. The cook's fear of plague abruptly vanished as his mind filled with righteous thoughts. He immediately felt stronger and made his choice of opening his restaurant doors. He had his servants cook porridge and soup for the poor while handing out clothes to the needy. Others were tasked to bury the corpses in the streets. Many of the rich families who saw this followed the cook's lead, gradually lessening the fear of the epidemic. The deserted street grew vibrant again, and the cook noticed his health improving a month later. He then had a dream that a Taoist on a crane flew to him and said, "Great virtue became a valuable panacea. While you were helping others with the plague, divine herbs were made in heaven to combat the disease. Come and receive the dan." Dan means divine pills. When the cook reached out his hands in the dream, he suddenly woke up with a real box of divine herbs in his hands. He prayed in the direction of the Taoist over and over again in thanks. The next day, he had people set up several big pots. Before dumping the herbs in each of them with water to make a brew, then he asked the people to drink, and instantly their health was restored. The cook personally sent some divine herbs to the royal court in the capital, then stopping the serious plague in its tracks. Under the cook's benevolent actions, the illness completely vanished. The emperor heard about the origins of the divine herb and cleaned himself before going to meditate as repentance. Later on, he wrote the following words: "Virtue is the best cure. Such words have existed in Chinese history up to today. Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if just subscribe it. Thank you again.